Well, hello there. Thank you for joining me. I was having some technical difficulties and I'm actually trying something brand new. I am streaming through Zoom onto Facebook because apparently I couldn't do a Facebook Live from any of my browsers today. That was unexpected, but here we are. So I wanted to hop in today and talk about transitions. And I first wanted to say I was supposed to be speaking at the Fast 20 conference today at 11 o'clock. It would have been my first speaking gig as a life coach. And I was super disappointed that the event was canceled, but I totally understand why. So I thought I better do a Facebook Live today in honor of missing out on the conference and um, having my first public speaking. It's kind of scary. Now, I don't exactly know if you can hear me or if I can even see your questions. So we're just winging it, my friends. We're going to figure it out. So I wanted to talk today about transitions and what that really means. So you might obviously know what a transition is. It's when you go from one area to another. So like you're in the middle of doing something and then you have to stop and then you go do something completely different. Now, this becomes a problem for many of us. And I didn't realize this was a problem for me until I heard a podcast about a year ago on it. One of my coaches did a podcast on this very topic. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is my problem. This is my biggest problem when I'm going into work, when I'm coming home from work, and when I am at home, have the day off, and I'm doing what I do, like if I'm doing business stuff or whatever. And then it's time for me to pick up the kids from school, get them snack. Of course, this isn't happening now, but normally. And then that pick up from school all the way the transition to dinner, after dinner, and then bedtime. This continues to be a struggle for me. And I will explain why it's a problem. So think about some times and some transition areas that you experience. So, why is this a problem? Well, there's a couple reasons. So, the biggest reason why it's a problem is we're completely unaware of this transition time. And our brain starts to just kind of run wild, right? We have 60,000 thoughts per day. Most of them are not original or new thoughts. They're thoughts that you keep thinking all the time. And most of them are not super positive and awesome, right? The human brain has been designed to always be scanning for negativity, right? Always going to that worst case scenario. And we're looking for danger. We're complaining because it feels productive. This is me exactly, like complaining, negative, especially when I'm driving to work or driving home, right? Grumpy and mad at all the drivers and all of this. And so my brain thinks that something is going wrong, right? And so I've talked about this before, but the primitive brain runs on seeking pleasure, avoiding pain, and being efficient. So I'm thinking thoughts like, they shouldn't be doing this, this shouldn't be happening, all this negative feeling that I'm having, right? Irritation, frustration, resentful, anger sometimes, right? At all the drivers on the road, get angry. I'm working really hard on that. Even when you're in the ambulance too, right? I mean, the drivers, this is part of a transition time, right? We're doing one thing, we're going to another. So in my mind, I'm having all of these thoughts and they're making me feel all this negative emotion. Now, our brain wants to protect us, right, by looking for danger and finding the negative things, but then it also doesn't know the difference between the discomfort that I'm feeling from my own thoughts, my own emotions, right? Or if something bad is actually really happening to me. So then it's like, whoa, wait, what's going on here? Like, we got to get out of this. We need to feel better. And so I have trained my brain to solve this discomfort, this negative emotion with food or alcohol. obviously not alcohol if I'm going to work. But like that evening transition time, right? It's really stressful. We're getting dinner made, the kids, everybody's going a little bit nutso, right? And to get this person's homework done, we're doing this, right? The easiest solution for our brain in that moment is a couple bites of food or maybe a snack or a glass of wine, right? Like I just need to unwind. I just need to get this release from this negative emotion that I'm feeling. Can you guys see that? That we use food and alcohol as a buffer, as a way to distance ourselves, as a way to feel that emotion less. It's a great distraction. So now when I'm going to work, for example, and I'm woke up late, say I was up too late watching TV, had a couple extra glasses of wine or a couple extra beers, right? I oversleep. I'm rushing around like a crazy person. And then, of course, I'm behind the slowest driver in the world on my way to work, right? So I'm mad and angry and I'm thinking terrible thoughts. And I get to work and I'm in a bad mood. And then it's like there's a donut sitting on the counter. And you know what goes amazing with a cup of coffee that I'm, of course, drinking? Yeah, a donut. My brain's like, ooh, well, you could just have that donut there and just a couple bites and you would feel so much better. You would get dopamine, serotonin, and you would feel so much better, right? And then it's like, oh, crap. Now what did I do? Now I've started this whole roller coaster for the day of how I'm going to eat. So we use food to buffer or to distract us from that negative emotion, but it's only temporary, right? It's only temporary because those feelings, all that stuff is going to come back to me every single time because that's the way the brain is designed to work, right? Negativity, protect us, survival. And then it's like, no, you need to feel better, eat some food, drink some alcohol, becomes this vicious cycle. And the more that we do that, the more weight we gain. And most of the time, honestly, it's like you're not even really aware that you're doing it. I have had to sneeze for like the last 15 minutes. So if I totally sneeze, I apologize. I wish I could like pause this. Hopefully, I need to have a drink here. Hold tight. I'm super excited. Some things in Wisconsin, by the way, are opening back up because I need my hair highlighted and I need my fingernails painted. I haven't gone this long without my fingernails being painted in a really long time. So hopefully they're healing and getting really strong again. And I'm just going to put pretty polish back on. All right. So where were we? Okay. So we're talking about how this happens. So now you kind of recognize the problem. You can hopefully identify it in areas of your life and what you're choosing to go to, right? I think we all kind of have that same pattern. It's that habit that we have. Oh, that's awesome. Somebody's vacuuming in my house. Nobody does anything all day long until I decide to go on Facebook Live. I love having the children home. All right. So how do we change it? Okay. Well, first of all, I just helped you change it because I created some awareness. You maybe knew about it, but you didn't have a word to help. Oh my gosh. Sorry. A word to help describe it. So now that you're aware of it, you need to become really mindful during this time that this is what you're doing. Like, can you think about your thinking during these times of transition? And then you have to have a little bit of intention here. So like I said, we have 60,000 thoughts per day. Most of them are nothing new, and most of them are going to create the feeling of negativity. So you have to intentionally decide that during these times that you are going to redirect your mind. So for me, on my way to work, I started this about a year ago. When I'm on my way to work, I don't listen to anything on the radio. I don't listen to a podcast or anything. I sit in some gratitude, right? I talk about, by the way, I'm an only child. And so I grew up talking to myself out loud all the time. So this is not anything awkward for me. So if this is awkward for you, you can talk to yourself in your head. But if you're in your car by yourself, You just talk to yourself. Nobody's listening. If somebody drives by, they'll just think you have earbuds in and you're talking on the phone. So get in some gratitude. Be grateful for yourself. Be grateful for your body, right? You can be very broad, you can be very specific, you can do whatever, but start with a little bit of gratitude for yourself. And then I transition into gratitude about going to work. Now, this is awesome this time of our season of life, right? With COVID-19 going on, a lot of us might be dreading going to work and not wanting to go to work and feeling nervous and scared to go to work, right? That's just your unmanaged mind thinking all these thoughts about it, okay? So during your time that you're going into work, start thinking about and seeing the good things, right? Being grateful that you have a job right now, that you haven't been laid off or that you haven't been furloughed, right? That you have a job still, that you get to go to work 36 plus hours a week, that you have a car that can get you there. You're grateful for the helicopter or the ambulance, the maintenance technicians. I mean, all of it, right? And if you have a hard time with some of that, go into the things that you get to do. You know, I work for a program and we have really awesome protocols and we do really cool things. And I'm so grateful because I know not everybody can do point of care testing. I know that everybody doesn't have a Hamilton ventilator or video laryngoscopy or carry whole blood and thawed plasma like we do, right? Not everybody gets to put chest tubes in and do art lines. So I feel super grateful that I have the ability to do that and that I like to do that. And so thinking about those things, getting grateful for that, or whatever job that you do, in case you're not in the medical field and you're watching this, right? Whatever it is, you can totally be grateful for lots of things about your job. Because I can tell you this, by thinking about how negative and how much you hate going to work, it doesn't hurt anybody else. You're only hurting yourself. And if you want to have a better attitude at work, if you want to not get into burnout, right, this is a great way to start doing that. Having some gratitude is really the best medicine. And then, listen, you got to practice this. Your brain is not going to want to do this. Your brain's going to want to be like, yeah, but that guy's a jerk. That terrible driver. I don't like so and so, right? We like to gossip and complain and ruminate about things. Your brain automatically will go there. So you have to learn how to redirect it into finding the positivity. And also, if the gratitude thing might be hard for you, you can probably look outside and find the beauty in the world right now. You can look outside, right? And I'm in Wisconsin, and all of the leaves are starting to open on the trees. Now, this is bad if you have allergies, like my daughter, terrible allergies. She's miserable. She doesn't even want to go outside because of all of the pollen. But I think it's so beautiful. If you can't think about being grateful for, like, say, going to work, then look outside and be grateful for all the beauty that is there. So that is a great way, because then, you guys, seriously, then you show up to work, you're not angry, you're not in a bad mood. I can almost guarantee you somebody will say something if it's out of your normal, right? They'll be like, "Woo, you're in a good mood today, huh? Had an extra cup of coffee before you came in?" Something like that, right? That feels so much better instead of like, "Whoa, you woke up on the wrong side of the bed," right? No. Then you're not going to need food to buffer that negative emotion that you're creating first thing in the morning or when you're on your way home, right? You just do the opposite when you're on your way home. You can be grateful for the things that you did that day at work, show some appreciation for your skills. And then you can think about your family and what you're going home to and how grateful you are that you have a roof over your head and a refrigerator full of food, and you have children that love you, and you have warm blankets, and we have clean drinking water, and we have all those things, instead of coming home and being like, I had a crappy day, and then you take it out on your family, and then it's like you want to go to the alcohol. So these little times of transition, though they seem not important and that you don't even realize what you're thinking during them, I really want you to slow down and see if you can find them and see if you can just make slight shifts. And it's going to take practice. It's not going to come easily, right? Because of that programming of our brain, we're always just looking for the danger. So that's all I have for you today. I hope that this worked. I have no idea. This is going to be super fun. Just a couple of updates also. I am planning a low cost workshop. It will be over 3 different days and it will be about 90-ish minutes. And you'll get some really awesome one-on-one help with me over Zoom, not via Facebook Live. And look for more information on that. If you don't get emails from me, I would love to get on my email list. You can just head over to my website, hemscoach.com. A pop-up should come up to get my freebie. Put your name and email address in there. You'll get a nice little freebie from me to tell you the one thing that you need to know to start losing weight today. And if you have any friends that you think need it, send it their way as well, please. So yeah, I am excited that Fast 21 is going to be in Las Vegas, and I'm guaranteed a spot on that stage. And I'm super excited. And hopefully by that time, I'll be like a total pro at all of this public speaking. So I'm super excited. I am missing seeing my friends, but look for me in some other areas. I've got some things in the works. So I hope that you'll be seeing more of me here on the social media world. So you guys have an amazing day. I'm trying to think what day it is. It's Tuesday. So there you go. Have an amazing week. I would love to hear from you. Send me a message on anywhere on social media, and I would love to connect. So take care, everybody. Bye.